Hi there, welcome back. With this one I want us to look at factorization. I have a few expressions that I want us to factorize. Remember, there is a difference between an expression and an equation. An expression does not have an equal sign, and an equation has an equal sign. So at the moment, that's the only difference that I want us to take note of. With this video, I'm going to look at factorization, and then the next video I'm going to look at solving of equations. For factorization, we are merely factorizing expressions which are not equations. The first one, I have an expression that says 24x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x. We need to factorize this expression. How do we factorize this expression? The first thing, we need to get the highest common factor of these three terms. You will notice that our coefficients, we have 24, we have 6, we have 4. So we need a number which can get into 4, into 6, and into 24 without leaving a remainder. The only number that we have here is 2. We do have variables also. We have variables in all three of the terms. There is x squared, and there is x cubed. You should notice that x can get into x can get into x squared, it also can get into x cubed. So our highest common factor in this case is 2x. We cannot take 2 only as the factor. We can also not take x only as a factor, but 2x itself. Let's open our bracket. Remember, when you deal with factorization, this is division. So we are saying 2x goes into 24x cubed. How many times? 2 goes into 24. How many times? That's 12 times. And x goes into x cubed. How many times? X squared. Remember, when we divide here, the second law of exponents, which says when we are dividing the same basis, we merely subtract the exponents. This is x to the power 1, so it's 3 minus 1. And then going to the second term, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and x into this one, it is x. And then plus 2 goes into 4 2 times, and x into x is 1. So this is our factorized expression. So we are saying 1 and 2. These two are both factors of this expression. This was number 1. Let me go to number 2. Number 2, I have an expression made up of 4 terms. That's AC plus AD plus BC plus BD. I want us to factorize this one. It's 4 terms. Now, to factorize these 4 terms, I want to group them into 2 pairs. Now, looking at the first 2, do we have a common factor here? Yes, we do have. There is A and there is A. So we can factor out A here, and if we divide this by A, we are left with a C, and here we are left with a D. We can multiply this A back into the bracket. That's A multiplied by C is AC, A multiplied by D is AD. And then coming here is plus, our common factor here is B, so it's plus B bracket. Here we are left with a C, here we are left with a D. Remember, if you multiply the B back into the bracket is B by C, is BC, and B by D, it's BD. That's distributive law. And then we are not yet done. We now have two expressions here. We can say this is a binomial expression, an expression with two terms. Between these two terms, do we have a common factor? You should notice that this term is A multiplied by this bracket, and this term is B multiplied by this bracket. Our common factor is this bracket of CD. Let's factor out this bracket. It's C plus D. Factoring out, and then the remaining bracket is left with an A and a B. We have removed an A from this term, a B from this term to create this bracket. So these two brackets are the two factors of this expression. Now let me go to the next expression. The next expression is number 3. I have x squared minus 9. This expression has a special name. The special name comes from this is x squared and this is minus 3 squared. 9 squared is, 9 is equal to 3 squared. So we can say this expression is called the difference of two squares. This is a square and this is a square. And this expression is giving us the difference of those two squares. And in factorizing the difference of two squares, it's a matter of opening two brackets. This is x squared and this is 3 squared. We write the x and the 3, the x and the 3 in the two brackets. The other bracket should have an addition. The other bracket should have a subtraction sign. So the two factors of this expression is x plus 3 and x minus 3. If we multiply this using the distributive law, it will take us back to x squared minus 9. You try that to expand it or to multiply the two brackets to see if indeed it will take us back to x squared. And now I'm going to the last question. Is it the last question? Not yet. It's not the last question. Question number 4. This is x squared plus 5x plus 6. All right, how do we factorize this expression? All right, now it was easy factorizing this expression with 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. With this one, it has 3 terms. Can I say it is difficult to factorize it? No, I cannot say it's difficult. There's nothing difficult in mathematics, but we want to rewrite this expression with 4 terms just like this one. We are going to break this term into 2 different terms. How do we do that? We look for factors of 6. The factors of 6, we have 1 multiplied by 6. 1 and 6, they are factors of 6. If we multiply them, they give us 6. We also have 2 multiplied by 3. These are also factors of 6. But I want a pair which, if I add, is going to give us 5. These are factors of 6. These are factors of 6. But these 2, if we add them, they will give us a 5. So we are going to say x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. You should notice that 2 times 3, it gives us a 6. But 2 plus 3, it gives us a 5. Now we have 4 terms just like we had on this expression. Now, factoring out from the first two, we have an x which is common here, so it's x bracket. We are left with an x here, so it's x. We are left with a 2 here. And then from these two, the common factor there is 3. Bracket, from 3x, remove 3, we are left with an x plus, and 3 goes into 6 how many times? 2 times. And then notice that we have x plus 2, we have x plus 2. So we collect this one, it's x plus 2. And we are left with an x plus 3. The second bracket will be x plus 3. This part is exactly the same as this part. The way we factorize this expression is exactly the same way we factorize this one, and the results will be the same, 2 brackets and 2 brackets. So these 2 brackets are the factors of this one. And then the very last question. This is 2x squared plus 14x plus 12. All right. Factorizing this one. The first thing that I want us to check is to see whether we have any factor, common factor for these 3 terms. We have a 2 can get into 14, can get into 12 also. Let's factor out this 2. Is 2 open bracket, we have x squared plus 2 goes into 14 7 times, so it's 7x, and into 12 it's 6. So our expression is now having 2 multiplied by the bracket of x squared plus 7x plus 6. This 2 is also a factor of this expression, but we need to factorize again this expression inside. How do we factorize this expression? We keep our 2 outside, and then we deal with what is inside the bracket. The same process applies, the one that we used on this question. We have a 6 once again. So we want 2 factors of 6, which if we add, they give a 7. We listed the factors of 6 here. There is 6 times 1, there is 2 times 3. Between these 2 factors, which one can we take? The one that will give us the sum of 7. It's 1 and 6. So we can rewrite this one as x squared plus x plus 6x plus 6. All right. This expression is exactly the same as this one, just that we've rewritten this 7 as 1x plus 6x. Remember, 1 and 6, when we multiply them, they give us a 6. All right. This is equal to 2 bracket. From these 2, we factor out x. So we have x plus 1. And then from these 2, we factor out a positive 6. We are left with x plus 1 inside the bracket. And then x plus 1 and x plus 1. We have 2. I am getting rid of these big brackets. Factor out there, we have x plus 1, and then we are left with an x here, and we are left with a 6. So we have factorized this one fully. It's x multiplied by the bracket of x plus 1 multiplied by the bracket of x plus 6. So the 3 factors of this expression, it's 1, 2, 3. This is factorization. Continue practicing. Remember, in maths, practice makes perfect. Enjoy.